For 2 decades, Leo, the lion, lived in a small, barren cage that had become his world. He had never known the open plains, the thrill of running through the savannah, or the freedom to roam as his ancestors once did. Instead, he had been confined to a tiny cage in a roadside zoo, where the only sight beyond the metal bars was the unchanging concrete and the occasional visitor who would peer in at him with curiosity, but never with understanding. Leo's fur had long since lost its golden luster, his once proud mane now thin and tangled. His eyes, once bright and full of life, were dull and weary. Over the years, his spirit seemed to wither, and he had become a mere shadow of the majestic creature he was meant to be. The zoo, with its limited space and lack of proper care, was a prison. Leo had given up hope of ever seeing the world beyond the cage. That is, until one fateful day when everything changed. A group of animal rights activists, led by a passionate woman named Sarah, had been working tirelessly for months to get Leo released. They had seen the video footage of Leo's plight and were horrified by the conditions he was living in. After a long battle with the zoo's management, and with the support of wildlife organizations, they had finally managed to secure a legal order to free him. The news came as a beacon of hope, not just for Leo, but for everyone who had fought to see him live the life he deserved. The day of Leo's release arrived, and Sarah stood at the gates of the zoo, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and anxiety. She had seen countless cases of animal rescues, but this one felt different. She knew that freeing Leo from his cage would be more than just opening the gate. It would be about giving him a second chance at life. But would he know what to do with his freedom? Would he even remember how to live as a lion? When the gates finally opened, Leo was cautiously led into a large transport crate. The journey to the wildlife sanctuary was a quiet one. As they arrived at the sanctuary, Sarah and her team prepared for the most important moment of all. Leo's first steps into his new home, a vast and lush enclosure filled with tall grass, trees, and wide open spaces. As the door to the crate opened, Leo hesitated at first, his eyes scanning the unfamiliar surroundings. For a moment, it seemed like he might turn back, retreating into the safety of what was known to him. But then, something shifted. With a sudden burst of energy, Leo took his first steps onto the soft earth, his paws sinking into the grass beneath him. His tail flicked in the air, and he stood still for a moment, as if he couldn't quite believe that the world had finally opened up to him. Then, without warning, Leo broke into a full sprint, running across the enclosure, his powerful legs propelling him forward with a strength that seemed to come from deep within. It was as if the years of confinement melted away with every stride. His mane, though still ragged, seemed to lift in the wind as he ran, his joy palpable in every movement. Sarah stood at the edge of the sanctuary, tears streaming down her face as she watched Leo experience freedom for the first time. She had always known that animals like him had the capacity to heal, to thrive when given the chance, but witnessing it in real time, watching him reclaim the life he had been robbed of, was a powerful moment that left everyone around her in tears. For the first time in 20 years, Leo was truly alive. He threw his head back and let out a deep, thunderous roar that echoed across the sanctuary. It was a sound of triumph, of liberation, and of the wildness that had never fully been taken from him. As Sarah watched him, she knew that this was a victory, not just for Leo, but for every animal whose voice had yet to be heard. She had helped bring him back to the world he was meant to inhabit, and in doing so, had reminded the world of the deep bond we share with the creatures of this earth. Creatures who deserve nothing less than the chance to live freely. Leo's journey had only just begun, but that first moment of freedom, that first roar, would stay with everyone who witnessed it forever. It was a testament to resilience, to hope, and to the unwavering belief that no matter how long someone, animal or human, has been caged, they can always be set free. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe for more interesting videos, like and share this video. Have a nice day.